NFL fans, week one is finally here, and today I'm going to give you my final predictions for all 16 games with scores. Tonight, the Eagles are kicking off the 2025 season versus the Dallas Cowboys, and as you can tell, this dude is excited. I hope you're excited too. My picks crushed it last year, 110-39 the last 9 weeks of the season. That's why you got to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into the video. All right, NFL fam, I'm going to try to get through all 16 of these picks as quickly as I possibly can as I bring you up to speed on who's in and who's out and where I'm ultimately leaning for each and every one of these games. Remember, this video is brought to you by Splash Sports. They're sponsoring the J All Day NFL show to run his very own Survivor pool, guys. So if you want to try to beat me in this year's Survivor pool, $20 to get in. You pick a team, see if you can win each and every week. If you lose, you're out. But if you lose in week one, you can buy back in. $20, more people in, the more money you can win ultimately, right? And if you're into sports betting, all my bets every single Friday, $4.99 a month. All right, let's kick things off with tonight's game. Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons has been shipped off to the Green Bay Packers. Tyler Guyton and Diggs are both a go in this game. That's a huge plus for this Dallas Cowboys team. But ultimately, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think this Dallas Cowboys team is going to really struggle to stop the run. And I don't know if these corners can hang with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. This Philadelphia Eagles team, even though they lost a lot of guys on defense, had some guys waiting in the wings to kind of take over for guys like Darius Slay and Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, who moved on this past offseason. So I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles to get a big time victory in week one. Final score 33-20. The Bird Gang gets a big home victory. The next game, another really interesting one. Kansas City Chiefs, LA Chargers. Remember, this game is in Brazil, guys. Rashee Rice out. He got suspended. Also, Jalen Royals, the rookie, he's not playing in this game either. He is out. The left side of this offensive line for the Chiefs, extremely young. Josh Simmons looks like he's in line to start at left tackle. And Kingsley Sumatabaya, I butchered that name, but he's going to be at the left guard spot, and he wasn't really good at all last year, right? So this left side of this offensive line is extremely suspect. Also, Kansas City Chiefs have 5 guys on their defense on IR. So take that into consideration if you're making any bets in this game. But on the flip side, Rashawn Slater, starting left tackle for the Chargers, he's done for the year. That is a huge void they're going to have to fill. They're kicking Joe Alt over to the left side, and Pipkins is taking over at right tackle. I love what the Chargers did in the draft. Trey Harris, Omarion Hampton, the running back, really talented guys to be paired with Ladd McConkey and Justin Herbert. So where am I leaning in this game? I think what's going to happen is going to be similar to the Super Bowl. This Chargers defense, very stingy, underrated defense, only gave up 301 points last year. That was the least amount in the entire NFL, guys. I think they shut down Patrick Mahomes in Brazil. I'm going with the Chargers to win this game, even though the Chiefs are -3 favorites. I'm going with the Chargers to win a close game. Last second field goal, 23-20. The Chargers get a big win in a division rival game. Next up, we got the Raiders and the New England Patriots, guys. So Amari Cooper, this news just broke, signed with the Raiders, and now he retired today. So that stinks for Raiders fans because Amari Cooper could definitely be a third down guy and kind of move the sticks a little bit, right? So that's unfortunate for them. A lot of moving parts. We got 2 new head coaches, Pete Carroll for the Raiders. We got Mike Vrabel for the Patriots. I just love Vrabel. He's just such a football guy. But so is Pete Carroll. Chip Kelly coming over from the college ranks to coach the offense for these Raiders. Can the Raiders muster any sort of pass rush, man? Christian Wilkins got released. Malcolm Cooper's coming off that injury, right? The secondary is not very good either. Can Max Crosby wreak enough havoc on this younger New England Patriots offensive line? So, where am I ultimately leaning in this game? Christian Gonzalez has not practiced at all this week, right? Dealing with some hamstring stuff. So, if he doesn't play, the Raiders are in play for me here. And I still think that they could squeak out a win here, man. I think Brock Bowers is a great matchup against this Patriots team. I think he's going to have a big day. And Ashton Genty, anytime touchdown, -110. I love that as well. I'm going with the Raiders here. This game's going to be a little lower scoring than people are going to think. I'm going 17-14. The Raiders get a road victory, even though the Patriots are 2.5-point favorites. I think Diggs is still going to be a little slow going, coming off that injury, right? This offensive line is still a huge work in progress for the Patriots. And it looks like Morgan Moses is going to be going up against Max Crosby, and I love the Max Crosby matchup. I'm thinking a strip sack, big-time turnover, leads to some points, and that's why the Raiders get a big W here. All right, we have some more breaking injury news in the next game. Steelers on the road taking on the Jets. Right guard, Elijah Vera Tucker, tore his tricep. He's the right guard for the Jets. He's done for the year. That's huge because next to him is Armand Membu, right? Going to start at right tackle. He's a rookie, right? So they wanted that veteran next to him to kind of guide him, especially in week one against a crazy pass rush. The Pittsburgh Steelers money line might be my favorite bet of the week, guys. So I'm going with the Steelers to win this game in dominant fashion, 27-13. I think Olu Fashanu and Armand Membu, who only have 1 year of NFL experience between the two, that Elijah Vera Tucker injury at right guard came out today. He's done for the year. That's going to be huge. I don't think the Jets are going to be able to score any freaking points, guys. Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, get it done. And, you know, if you follow this channel, I think Justin Fields is absolute trash. And Tomlin crushes rookie head coaches. Aaron Glenn comes over from Detroit. Defensive mind, coaching the Jets. I just think this offense doesn't get it done at all whatsoever, going with the Steelers. This game I've been going back and forth on all week. We got the Dolphins and the Colts. Colts are -1.5-point favorites. I do like the front seven that's cooking with the Miami Dolphins, right? Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, really solid guys. But man, this secondary is so bad. Javon Holland moves on. Ramsey moves on. I'm really, really concerned about what's going on in Miami from a secondary perspective. And I think Daniel Jones can cook with Tyler Warren in the middle of the field in those intermediate 12 to 15-yard routes. Listen to this, guys. Miami has 12 people on offense, either questionable, doubtful, out, or on IR. And 6 more in that category on defense. And that's on top of already losing Javon Holland and Jalen Ramsey. You know, Chop Robinson, another guy I really, really like. So can this Colts offensive line hold up? They did lose some guys this past offseason, right? What is it? Will Fries moved on. Ryan Kelly moves on. So there are some moving parts on this offensive line for the Colts. But ultimately, I'm going to go with the home team here. I think the Colts can win this game. I really, really, really do. It's going to be probably a shit show, right? But I'm going to go with the Colts here, 23-16. I'm going to stick with my guns here. Next up, we got the Cardinals and the Saints. Will Johnson has been, as advertised, the second-round pick for the Cardinals. I think he's going to be an elite corner in this league. Saints, new head coach Kellen Moore, quarterback Derek Carr retires. You know, I've been going kind of back and forth on this game a little bit too, because the Cardinals were really bad on the road last year. They only won 2 games, each of those games by only 1 point. But I just don't see how this offense for the Saints can muster any points. I think this Cardinals defense will be improved this year. I think the Cardinals dominate. I'm going to go 24-13. Cardinals win. They got a lot of firepower on that offense, right? The defense got a lot better in the draft. They bring in Josh Sweat from the Philadelphia Eagles, Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride. I mean, James Conner is still a lot to deal with. I like what's going on in Arizona. And if this defense can be up to snuff, this Cardinals team could surprise some people this year, man, for sure. And then the Saints also have rookie Kelvin Banks starting at left tackle, and some breaking injury news for the Saints. Chase Young exited practice on Wednesday with a calf injury, right? So that's a big deal. Take that into consideration. Arizona -6.5-point favorites. I like Arizona to get a big-time W. Another game I really like, Giants, Commanders, another game. If the Giants won, guys, I wouldn't be surprised at all whatsoever. The Giants, you know, that front four, woo, baby, Dexter Lawrence, Thibodeau. Abdul Carter, Brian Burns. I mean, a lot to deal with here, man. The Commanders bring in Laramie Tunsil, Deebo Samuel. Giants also drafted Darius Alexander, who I really, really like. Left tackle for the Giants, Andrew Thomas, has been dealing with a ton of injuries, guys. I don't think he's going to be 100%. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm going with the Commanders here, right? The offensive line's not 100% healthy, so Russell Wilson might not have much time. And this Giants offensive line hasn't been great to begin with, guys. And Andrew Thomas is their best player by a landslide, right? But both of the games last year, pretty close. Maybe it's close again. I'm going 27-20. Washington Commanders win and cover the 6 points by the skin of their teeth, guys. Next up, Panthers, Jaguars. I love the Jaguars in this spot. I'm going 23-13 for the Jaguars. Carolina dealing with some injuries on the offensive line. Ikem Ekwonu, left tackle, he's doubtful. Damian Lewis, questionable. He's limited. Robert Hunt, limited with a foot injury. He's questionable. The left tackle, left guard, right guard, all dealing with injuries. It looks like left tackle Ekwonu is not going to be playing in this game. Head coach Liam Cohen comes over from Tampa Bay, kind of revamped Baker Mayfield's career, right, guys? So, man, I love myself some Jacksonville Jaguars here, guys. 23-13 I'm going. Jags are minus 3.5 point favorites. So, this Carolina Panthers offense is a work in progress, right? And really young at the wide receiver spot. Adam Thielen gets traded, banged up on the offensive line. I think this Panthers team struggles to protect Bryce Young in week 1. Ultimately, guys, I'm rolling with the Jacksonville Jaguars, 23-13. With all the injuries to the Carolina Panthers offensive line, I think they struggle to protect Bryce Young and run the football. Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence with Liam Cohen, they get it done here. I like the Jaguars. Bengals, Browns up next. I think the Bengals are going to come out and make this a statement game. They got to win these first 2 games because the rest of their schedule is really, really, really tough. I think Trey Hendrickson absolutely eats in this game. Now he's got Shamar Stewart to run with him in that pass rush game. I like the Bengals in this spot. I think the offense cooks. I think the defense can stop a very terrible offense of the Cleveland Browns. I'm going, 28-13. Bengals get it done here, guys. Now, and then also, injury note, Denzel Ward is dealing with a shoulder injury. He should play, but he's not 100%. And Cleveland has 9 guys who are on out, questionable, or IR on this defense. The Bengals, they might even score over 30 in this spot. I love the Bengals in this particular matchup. Buccaneers, Falcons, Tampa Bay, minus 1.5 point favorites. Man, this game, I was originally going to go with the Falcons, right? I really thought they could win this game. But then right tackle, Kalen McGarry, he is done for the year. Done. He's protecting the blind side of Michael Penix Jr. because he's a lefty, right? So right tackle protects the blind side with a left-handed quarterback. And I think, especially early on, Todd Bowles' aggressive defense with all these weird looks, going to disrupt some stuff. And Baker Mayfield cooked last year. I expect this offense to be really, really good. Bucky Irving, Emeka Egbuka, no Chris Godwin or Tristan Wirfs. But I'm not super concerned about this Falcons pass rush yet because these guys are good. They're rookies, but they're young, right? Inexperienced guys. So I'm flipping. I'm going back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 26-24. Final prediction. Titans Broncos next. Broncos blow them out, 35-13. They're 8.5 point favorites. I think they cover that spread as well. Broncos win. Our top 5 defense, top 5 offensive line. Second year in Sean Payton's system for Bo Nix. I mean, this defense is going to be so stingy with Pat Surtain and Jody Barron that they brought in the draft. I really like that spot. Next up, a game I really want to talk about is the 49ers and the Seahawks. I originally was leaning towards the 49ers, but all these injuries at the wide receiver spot has me really, really concerned. Their offensive line doesn't look great either for the 49ers, so I'm going to roll with the Seahawks, and here is why, guys. I like the Seahawks in this spot because the way they match up. I think they're going to be able to run the ball effectively against a 49ers D-line that's young and inexperienced outside of Bosa, right? So they're going to control the clock. And this defense is very, very talented, right? So I think they're going to be able to limit Christian McCaffrey and win a tough gritty, close game. I'm going to go 23-17. Seahawks get a big home victory, even though they don't have DK Metcalf anymore. I think they're going to run the ball, just do enough to keep some pressure off of Sam Darnold. Play action leads to some big plays down the field. The San Francisco 49ers have just lost so many people, guys. Travarius Ward, Dre Greenlaw, Javon Hargrave, Talanoa Hufanga, guard Aaron Banks. I mean, there's just a lot to replace. I do like Robert Saleh coming back, but I think it's going to take some time with these young guys. I'm going with the Seahawks. Riding with the Seahawks. Lions, Packers, guys. I like the Packers in this spot. I really, really do. They added Matthew Golden. Micah Parsons comes over, guys. That's huge. But the cornerback spot for the Packers is a huge, huge question mark. Isaac Tesla and Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, all these guys, Sam Laporta, really, really talented pass catchers there. Great running backs. But the loss of Zeitler and Ragnow, a lot of Ragnow's responsibilities. We're calling out the plays, setting stuff up for Jared Goff to be successful. Ben Johnson moves on. Aaron Glenn moves on. I just like the Packers in this spot. I think the Lions are going to be just fine. But week 1 in Green Bay, I'm rolling with the home team to get it done here. I think it's going to be a close game, 27-24. Green Bay Packers get a W. Rams, Texans in LA. Matt Stafford, epidural in his back. It's not a great look long-term for Matt Stafford and this Rams. But I think he's going to be healthy enough to cook with Devontae Adams. Ferguson, the tight end that they drafted, looks really, really good. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Terrence Ferguson, Kyron Williams. Great offense. Alaric Jackson, Sean McVay said, will be playing the left tackle for the Rams. That's great. So, Arante Ursary is going to be starting at left tackle. I think this Houston's offensive line that hasn't played together at all is going to really struggle to run the ball, especially without Joe Mixon. Nick Chubb is just not the same guy here, guys. I like the Rams, Jarrett Verse, and that front seven to get after C.J. Stroud. I think there's going to be a lot of penalties for this offensive line. The down and distance is going to be huge in this game. I see C.J. Stroud in a lot of 1st and 15s, 2nd and 20s. Penalties really hurting this Texans team again. Rams get it done at home. 24-16. Bills, Ravens. This game is so exciting. I'm so excited about this game. But listen, no Isaiah Likely. He's out, right? So Mark Andrews got to step up from that big drop in the playoffs, right? Can he do it? And can the Bills slow down Derrick Henry? That's big questions. There's also some big question marks in the secondary for the Bills. That's why I'm rolling with the Ravens in this spot. Tre'Davious White, groin, he's not practicing. Christian Benford, the other cornerback, he's been limited in practice, right? And then the safety spot for the Bills is a huge concern. I like the Ravens to get it done in a shootout. 30-27, Ravens get it done. Wrapping up week 1, guys, we got the Vikings and the Bears. Vikings fans, sorry, the Bears are getting a big-time win. Here's why. The Vikings are extremely thin at wide receiver. Addison's suspended. A lot of people are freaking hurt. It's crazy. And with J.J. McCarthy, they're going to roll coverage on the Justin Jefferson to make Adam Thielen, who they were so weak at wide receiver, they're bringing in a really old Adam Thielen to be the number 2 in this spot. It looks like Jalen Johnson, the cornerback for the Bears, is going to play. Thin offensively outside of Justin Jefferson, right? I think the Bears win. I'm going 24-20, the Bears, and Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, DeAndre Swift. Too many weapons. Bears, get it done. Like and subscribe. Enjoy week 1. Peace.